Hello and welcome back to this course. In our previous video, we have created this application in which we add some functionality to our buttons in the Java application. So you can see here, in this way we have added some functionalities in the button by using the event handler interface. You can see here, and we have override the method which is the handle basically, and in which we add two checks that if the uh, event is equal to this button, then perform this code, and if the event.getSource is equal to button 2, then perform this code. So basically I'm going to give you a second method to do this. I just remove this handle from here, this whole method, okay, and I also remove the implements from here like this, okay. Also I remove this button from here because I need only one button. I just want to show you that how we can perform that, okay. So now if I want to add the functionality to my button, I can use the second method, second way basically. So if I type here button dot set on action, and I hope that you know about the anonymous inner classes. If you don't know, you can watch the previous videos in which we have discussed about the anonymous inner classes. So I am going to create the anonymous inner classes of the event handler. So I just type here new event handler, and I type here action event, okay, in this way. And I also implement the abstract method which is the handle, and whatever I write in this handle method is always performed when I click this button. If I type here system.out.println and I type here button 1 like this, now the code written within this handle button is always performed when we click this button. If I want to create a second button, then I just, you can say, just to show you, I just copy this code and paste here, and now this, if I type here button 2, and now this code is performed only when we click on the button 2 here. If I add here button 2 basically, so it is always performed when I click the button 2. So this is the second way in by which we can handle our events. We can directly add the functionality, or we can directly create the anonymous inner classes in the set on action, you can see on your screen. But if we have bunch of buttons in our application, then it makes our application more complex. So to avoid this, we are going to use the alternative method and the best approach, that is the lambda expression. The lambda expression is introduced in the Java 8. As we are using the latest version, so we have lambda expression in our basically Java version. So I remove this from here, and I also remove this basically code. Also I remove this. Now how basically I add the basically functionality to the button using the lambda expression. I just type here E, then I add the lambda token, you can see here, this is the error token, and then I add the line that I want to execute when the button is clicked. So I type here system dot out dot println, and I type here hello world, okay. So now if I run my program and I click the button, you will see hello world is printing on the screen. So in this way we can use the lambda expression to make our program more cleaner and more easier to use. If I want to add more lines in my application button, I just split to the next line and I add it in the curly braces like this, Okay, so I remove this from here like this one, and I add the semicolon here. Okay, so now I can add as many lines as I want. I type here system dot out dot println, and I type here button 1 using lambda expression like this. And now if I run my program and click on the button, you will see hello world and button 1 using lambda expression is printed on the console. So I hope that you understand that how we can handle our events using the lambda expression. In our future videos, when we create the programs about in JavaFX, we always use the lambda expression, and this is the latest and the best programming approach right now in Java. So we will use the lambda expression. Keep the structure in your mind. We just have to use this token, and we can use the lambda expression in our coding basically. So I hope that you understand. Anyhow, if you feel any problem, you can definitely ask me a question. I will help you. So that's it for this video. I will see you in next video.